to keep this world together. Got to keep it moving straight. Love like we mean forever, so the people can relate. If you're rolling to your left, don't forget I'm on the right. Trust and forgive each other. A little love and we just might. Yeah, yeah. We gotta do something. We gotta do something. We gotta do something.
Welcome back to A Touch of Health. I'm Dr. Bob Graykowski, and I'm very excited this week because we're going to be talking about one of the core differences as far as how a person can move toward health or toward sickness or disease. And this week's class is called The Living Principle. The Living Principle. And so there are certain principles that we don't even think about, but most things, if you come down to the core principles and you follow these principles, that's where things are strong. They last a long time. They're solid. And if something does not have a certain principle to it, it actually becomes weakened and falls apart. So we're going to be talking about the living principle and how to use wellness care to the best of your ability, to best of your life, so that you can stay healthy throughout your entire life. So in the living principle, there's 3 things I want you to realize about life and vitality and health within our body. Number 1 is that we are a self-organizing organism, meaning that our body is always organizing and reorganizing itself. Number 2 is we are self-developing, meaning that we are under the control of the nervous system so that the development of our body is working like it's supposed to, and we are self-repairing. So we want a process of organization, we want a process of development, and a process of repair. And we need to look at almost anything that we do to create wellness, and does it follow along those 3 principles? As a chiropractor, the first system to develop in your body is the nervous system. And so we want to work with the nervous system and make sure that these nerve openings are wide open. The nervous system is the only system in your body that has a protective coating around it, a coat of armor. It has the skull to protect it. It has each one of these spinal bones to protect all the little intricate levels of the spine and nervous system. These nerves have to flow from above, down, and from the inside of the spine out. Unfortunately, you can have pressure on the nerves and not even be aware of it, because only about 10% of the nerve's function is for feeling. Now, in these principles, it's not about how you're self-feeling, but it's how you're self-organizing, how you're self-developing, and how you're self-repairing. So I want to ask you a question right now. If we could get all the free drugs and free surgeries in the world, would we as a society be healthier? If you could get all the free drugs and all the free surgeries, would we be healthier? No. If we could get all the free drugs and free surgeries, would it affect cancer? If we could get all the free drugs and free surgeries, would it affect strokes? Would it affect diabetes? Now, what I want you to realize is that there are ways to take care of that after you have that condition. But the problem is you got to work at preventing it from developing. If you look at heart attack, cancer, stroke, diabetes, these are increasing year after year. Just read a statistic last week. 25 million pills are taken every hour. Every hour, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 25 million pills in our country alone. This is not worldwide. 25 million pills every hour. And if you look at that, that is on the increase. It's a 10% increase in the last 5 years. Now, if you get back to the question we just asked, if we had all the drugs and all the free surgeries, would we be healthier? No. It's going to take us as individuals to look at increasing our healing environment within our body. So I want you to look at healthcare delivery in 2 different ways. Last year, in 2003, we spent 14% 14% of our gross national product, all the money that was spent in our country on healthcare. And yet, that's increasing, and we're getting sicker as a society. In fact, human beings are the sickest species on the planet. Human beings are the sickest species on the planet. And there's several reasons for that. If you really look at us, we are wild animals, and we're in captivity. You know, if you look back to hunter-gatherer days when we bend and move and twist and all throughout our ancestry, we had a lot more movement and motion, and things that we ate were in their whole natural form. And we've locked ourselves in, we've put ourselves into stressful situations. And our nervous system, which is there to protect us, is actually fighting against us. So in the olden days, if a lion comes at you, you know, you've got to deal with this lion for a short period of time. And then the lion either eats you up or you run from it, or it's gone. But we, in our society, have these stresses on our body 24 hours of the day. We go to bed stressed out. We wake up stressed out. We drive to work in a stressful situation. So our adrenaline is always pumping through our body. So we need to be able to turn these things off. And we want to do this through looking at creating a healthy environment within our body. We can do that physically, chemically, mentally, and emotionally. So if you look at medical care delivery and wellness care delivery, I want you to just look at it two different ways. If a fire is burning in your house, who are you going to call? Who are you going to call? Would you call a carpenter or a plumber or electrician? Absolutely not. That'd be stupid. You're going to call a fireman. You want them coming with axes and hoses. You want them to get the fire out. You want them to come in, and they're going to come in, and they're going to spray down the fire. They're going to spray down all your cherished belongings. They're going to use axes to get in through the roof or whatever needs to be done. And they are heroes. And they serve an absolute amazing purpose. So in a situation where you got a fire burning, you want axes and hoses. You want the firemen to come out, right? Now, if you don't have a fire burning, but you've got a home that maybe has some wear and tear that's developing over a period of time, what do you want to do? You want to call in an electrician, a carpenter, you want to remodel things. Get it full of life and full of vitality back into your home. I want you to look at your body that way. Because unfortunately, most people wait until they have a condition, and then they have to have the firemen come out. And they give a pill or a potion or some sort of drug. And we're having to use those more and more because we didn't take care of it to begin with.